You're listening to Have You Ever Wondered? I'm Chloe. It is Wednesday, June 8th, 2022. And the title of today's episode is I Make Lamps Out of Packing Materials. What does that have to do with anything, you may be asking? Well, I guess I could have called this episode Climate Change. But for one, that's not as fun. And for two, this is not the only time we will be talking about this. So I thought, why not get specific? So this summer will be 5 years since I moved into my current apartment. When I did so, it was about a year after my beloved grandmother passed away. Now, I had been staying with her while she was sick to help her out. And so I really looked at this move as the opportunity for a new start. And as a function of that, I decided to get some new furniture, new other things. Well, once I started unpacking the boxes and looking at everything that either had been delivered or that I had gone to go get myself, I was appalled by the amount of waste that my move was creating, especially since my apartment is minuscule. And no, I don't mean like what most people think of when oh man, my apartment's really small. See, I've been planning to build myself a tiny house for quite a while. If you don't know what that is, how do you not know what that is? Also, look it up. Also, we could talk about it another day. And so when the opportunity to move into an apartment that was like a similar square footage to what one of those houses might be came up, I thought I'd jump at it because I wanted to make sure I could actually do it, for one, especially considering my aforementioned adventures in claustrophobia. But it's actually been working out great. Anyway, I care about the planet. You care about the planet. We all live here. And if you do even a cursory amount of research about what kinds of human contributions are causing the steepest decline when it comes to climate change, one of the things that pops up time after time after time is the amount of waste that we produce every day as a species. And the fact that essentially there is no safe way to get rid of a lot of it because of what it's made of or what's in it. Those are the same thing. What you used it for, that's what I was trying to say. And that bothers me. That's an understatement. So while I was standing there looking at all of this, trying to figure out what to do, I had a spark of inspiration. It's because there's all of this cardboard, board, wood, styrofoam. I know other countries don't call it styrofoam. I don't know what you guys call it. Plastic. All the stuff, that they use to ship the thing you actually want. But I couldn't just blight the environment with all of it. And yeah, I know you can recycle some of it, but I also wanted to upcycle some of it. So I decided to make a lamp. A lamp, did you say? I said it again because when I was dictating these notes for myself, it kept putting any word but lamp. I don't know, maybe I don't say that word very clearly. Lamp, like an object that provides light. A lamp. Why? Because in addition to the fact that the world needs less trash, it desperately needs more light, both existentially and literally. And I thought it's kind of poetic to take something that no one wants and turn it into something that everyone needs. So this was one of the practice of me at every opportunity, turning something that would otherwise go into the trash or the recycling into a lamp. Yay, it's actually really fun. And so in an effort to keep some of these shows more concise than others, I'm just gonna really quickly tell you about 3 of them. But this does mean that you may have to hop on the YouTube later for a bit of show and tell, although I can also put them up on my stories at some point. Now it makes sense for me to start with the first one, and I'll describe it to you so then you can go look at the pictures later. This one really did come from the packing materials that I used, that came out of the boxes when I first moved. It's so big that I can't fit it in the whole shop. I'll start at the bottom and then work my way down. It's a piece of rectangular cardboard at the bottom, double layered for stability, and then 2 large vertical pieces of cardboard that actually came in the box that my couch came in, which I no longer have that couch, but I still have this lamp. And a sort of trapezoid shaped shade. I don't know where I got this shade from, but I just loved the shape of it. And when I saw the 2 together, I thought, this looks like a lamp. And then dangling from the lighting element is a circular like pendant necklace that says never give up. And there's the light. Now, a lot of the lights that I have, the lamps that I make, and all the ones I'm going to show you today, use battery operated lighting elements, which you could say, well, you're adding more waste that way, aren't you? But no, I use rechargeable batteries on them also. The electricity and outlet situation in my apartment is not the best. Well, there are not that many walls to put outlets on because it's such a small place. But any of these could really easily be converted to plug-in lights later, and potentially will be. The second one, they're all so big. You can see the lighting element. I ordered an album from Australia by a band called Ham Jam. I've also ordered from Australia albums by other bands. But in this particular case, this album cover, you know, the box that they ship it in so it doesn't break on the way. I don't know, it was giving me lamp vibes. And I had this ribbon that came in the package of, I think, a blanket. And when I wrapped it around the box, which is now the shade to this particular lamp, it fit almost perfectly, except for this cool little like diagonal line design. And I sat it on top of a large vertical box that I can't remember where I got from. Made a cardboard base, and this sits in my laundry area. There you go. You can get battery operated lights anywhere. Dollar store, Five Below, Amazon. Have fun with that. Last but not least, this is one of my favorite ones. I used to teach preschool, and the shade for this one came from the lamp that I had on my desk, which I actually stopped leaving plugged in so that the kids wouldn't trip over the cord, but I still always left that lamp on my desk because the shade is so pretty. It kind of looks like the shape of a Tiffany lamp, and it's beaded. Tiny little beads that make the shade, and then larger ones that hang down off of it. It's behind me, and I'll move it just a little bit. There. That way you can see the whole thing without me picking it up, because sometimes it can get precarious. The base of the lamp is made from the bottle of what used to be, I want to say, either almond milk or oat milk. And it's filled with water to keep it stable, because this shade, the base of it has metal in it, which makes it quite heavy. I definitely bought the bulb that goes in this from the dollar store. And it has 3 settings. And then I got this rope, ran it through a tube that looks like it came from paper towels, and balanced them together so that it hangs over the top of the bottle. If you've ever seen any of the shows recently, it's the lamp that sits right behind me all the time. I love that thing. I use it at my desk when I don't want all the lights on, but I need to see the keyboard. It's been great. So that's just 3. There are more of them, but I don't want you to sit here listening to me talk about lamps all day. What I actually want you to do is go through and figure out what you can do individually to continue to contribute to the solution of climate change. And yeah, I know I do the things, that we're supposed to do. Like I said, I recycle, I have a composter, I don't use excessive amounts of light, water, air conditioning, whatever else. You probably do some or all of that too. But I think sometimes the fact that almost 8 billion people walk around feeling like, well, the 1 or 2 little things that I do aren't really going to make a difference is part of what's contributing or continuing to contribute to this problem. When in reality, everyone doing something small actually makes a massive difference. Do I know what this planet is going to look like in 20 or 30 or 50 years? I 100% do not. But can I take a few minutes out of my current life to attempt to help make this place a little bit better for myself and for all the other people that I do and will share it with? Yeah, I can do that. It's poetry time. How could I talk about the planet and not go straight to Mary? So that's what I did, obviously. So today's Mary Oliver poem, is this the 3rd one? Who's keeping a tally? It's called When I Am Among the Trees. When I'm among the trees, especially the willows and the honey locust, equally the beech, the oaks, and the pines, they give off such hints of gladness. I would almost say that they save me, and daily. I'm so distant from the hope of myself, in which I have goodness and discernment, and never hurry through the world, but walk slowly and bow often. Around me, the trees stir in their leaves and call out, "Stay a while." The light flows from their branches, and they call again. "It's simple," they say. And you too have come into the world to do this, to go easy, to be filled with light, and to shine. Thanks again for listening, guys. And truly, don't underestimate the difference that you can make. We're not all lost yet. There's still things we can do. Try some of them. I'll see you tomorrow.